One of Hollywood's most beloved stars, Terry Crews, attempted to shed light on the depraved nature of powerful executives in the industry back in 2017. Crews courageously shared his deeply humiliating experience with a global audience and pursued justice through legal channels. However, his case was ultimately dismissed, raising suspicions about corruption within the LAPD. As if that weren't enough, self-proclaimed macho men in the industry ridiculed Crews for coming forward, perpetuating a culture of silence among victims. Comments like, "Terry Crews is built like the Hulk. How could he just freeze? A little guy grabbed him and he didn't do anything," reflected the toxic mindset of those mocking him. Others speculated on his sexuality, further undermining his bravery. Ironically, rather than discrediting Crews, these comments only exposed how complicit some individuals are in Hollywood's exploitative system. Still, this incident was only one of many dark moments in Terry Crews' life. While the world adored him as a muscular, lovable teddy bear, Crews was quietly grappling with a lifetime of pain. Today, we'll take a deep dive into the tragic yet inspiring story of Terry Crews, the gentle giant who didn't need a facade to win hearts. The reason Crews decided to transform into a chiseled 250-pound powerhouse stems from a dark place. In his own words, "A lot of my desire to be strong was because I thought I might have to kill my father." Crews grew up as the son of an abusive, alcoholic father and an extremely religious mother. "My earliest memory is my father knocking my mother out," Crews recounted. His father's violent outbursts were directed solely at his mother, as she fiercely protected her children. Yet her devotion to her faith made divorce unthinkable, leaving young Terry trapped in a cycle of witnessing domestic violence. Adding to his struggles, Terry's mother's strict religious beliefs forbade him from engaging with anything secular. No movies, no music, no TV. This isolation fueled his vivid imagination and love for drawing. "I started drawing because I had this massive imagination," Crews shared. "I'd hear people describe movies, and since I couldn't see them, I would try to draw them." Despite these constraints, Crews nurtured his artistic talents, from painting and dancing to playing the flute. Deep down, he always knew he was meant to be an artist. Yet, growing up in Flint, Michigan, that dream seemed far-fetched. Throughout his early life, Terry Crews felt pressured to suppress his dreams. Growing up in Flint, Michigan, a career as an artist seemed impractical. However, in 9th grade, he was finally allowed to play sports. Being a larger and naturally athletic kid, he gravitated toward football. At Flint Academy High School, Terry became the backbone of the team's defense, but despite his talent, he didn't receive any college football offers. Instead, Terry earned an Art Excellence Scholarship to attend Western Michigan University, WMU. Determined not to let go of his athletic potential, he decided to give football another shot as a walk-on player. His size and natural ability quickly earned him a spot on the team as a defensive end. At WMU, Crews' performance on the field was nothing short of remarkable. He was named to the All-American team by the National Strength and Conditioning Association and made a significant impact throughout his college career. Terry recovered 4 fumbles, just one short of a school record, and once recorded an impressive 12 tackles in a dominant 24-2 victory over Wisconsin. His outstanding play earned him second-team All-Mid-American Conference honors and helped WMU secure the Mid-American Conference Championship in 1988. Despite his football success, Terry still held on to his dream of becoming an artist. However, without a clear path to achieve it, he began to see football as his best opportunity for success. And deep down, he had a much bigger vision. During his college years, while dating his future wife Rebecca, he shared his ambitions with her in a conversation at a Wendy's parking lot. "I told her, first, I'm going to play in the NFL. Then, we're going to move to Hollywood and make movies. I made that promise," he recalled. "She was like, okay, but I knew in my heart what I wanted to do." Terry's confidence and big dreams often drew criticism, with many dismissing his goals as unrealistic. Yet, his determination never wavered. That determination paid off when the Los Angeles Rams drafted him in the 11th round of the NFL Draft. Though football seemed like a stepping stone to his true calling, it marked the beginning of a journey that would eventually lead him to Hollywood. Terry Crews' NFL career was far from glamorous. He played only 6 games during his rookie season on special teams and spent most of the 1991 and 1992 seasons off the field. Unlike the image many have of NFL players earning millions, the reality for most is starkly different, especially in the 1990s. If you didn't make the official roster or got injured, you didn't get paid. Over 7 years, Crews played for 6 different teams, constantly being cut and unable to secure a lucrative contract. To make ends meet, he relied on his artistic talent. I would get cut from a team, and then I'd go back into the locker room and ask players if they wanted their portraits painted, Crews explained. His survival strategy involved humility. I was always at the end of the roster, never a big superstar. Sometimes you've just got to humble yourself to make some money. Crews gained a reputation for his incredible artwork. Big-name players would commission him, offering support while admiring his skill. Each painting took him about 2 months to complete, as he did everything by hand, charging around $5,000 per piece. This income was enough to pay rent and support his wife and 2 daughters. Terry even attributes his signature bald look to financial struggles. Back in 1991, I had the most beautiful flat top you could imagine, but barbershops cost money and I was broke, so I shaved it all off, he recalled. I didn't even know I had lumps in my head. By 1997, nearly 30 years old, Crews realized his NFL dreams weren't panning out. Over his career, he played just 26 games and recorded 5 tackles. Feeling defeated and with no clear direction, it was his wife, Rebecca, who reminded him of the promise he made years earlier. "Let's take the girls to Hollywood and make movies," she suggested. With no money, no connections, and a family to support, Crews relied on loans from his former Washington Redskins teammate Ken Harvey. "I probably borrowed money from Ken 20 or 30 times," Crews admitted. But eventually he said, "That's it, Terry. I can't do this anymore." Desperate, Crews turned to a temp agency for work, landing a job sweeping factory floors for $8 an hour. "It was humbling," he said. "There was a time when I was too proud to do that, worried about what people would think, but my wife reminded me those people didn't know me." After that, Crews used his NFL background to secure security jobs outside various Hollywood studios. In 1999, while guarding the set of Next Friday, he was assigned to watch Ice Cube's car for 12 hours a day. "I told myself, I'm in the business, even though I was so far from where I wanted to be." Through these jobs, Crews met a location manager who invited him to visit the set of Training Day, starring Denzel Washington. Crews seized the opportunity, observing the actors and studying the craft. "Just showing up is half the battle," he said. Director Antoine Fuqua noticed Crews and asked, "Do you want to be in this movie?" Crews jumped at the chance, volunteering his time without pay. "I didn't get a dime for Training Day. I just wanted to help make the movie the best it could be." Crews' uncredited role in Training Day might have seemed insignificant, but it turned out to be life-changing. The film was a $100 million hit and one of Ice Cube's favorites. When Cube recognized Crews as the security guard from Next Friday's set, he reached out and invited him to audition for his next film, Friday After Next. "They remembered me," Crews said. "I sat in the waiting room with Cat Williams, hoping and praying for the chance." When Cat Williams and I landed our roles in Friday After Next, we decided to give it everything we had, no holding back. If you watch our scenes together, they almost feel like intense drama rather than comedy. Although Friday After Next wasn't a major box office hit, the Friday series had already become a cult classic, beloved by millions. Its cultural impact far outweighed its financial success. For Terry Crews, this was a turning point. He officially became a part of what he calls Black Hollywood. His name and face were now recognizable, and he was ready to make his mark. "I knew I had found my destiny," he explained. "It was wild because at that point, I didn't even care about money. I just wanted to feel that again. The excitement, the fulfillment. It's like when an athlete is in the zone, you chase that feeling over and over." But while his career seemed to be taking off, Terry was still battling personal demons. One Christmas, which he later referred to as the Christmas from Hell, he took his wife and children back to Flint, Michigan, to visit his family. Knowing his father, Big T, had a history of violent behavior, Terry warned him to stay composed in front of the grandchildren. Unfortunately, as the drinks flowed, Big T reverted to his old ways. He lashed out at Terry's mother, hitting her and knocking a tooth out of place. Terry's protective instincts kicked in. I asked him, "What's going on?" He tried to play it off like nothing happened, Terry recounted. And then I said, "Didn't I tell you not to act up? Didn't I tell you?" The situation escalated quickly. Bam! 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 Terry described as he confronted his father physically. My brother joined in, and we beat his ass. Despite getting retribution in the moment, Terry was left feeling empty. I didn't feel better, he admitted. It didn't work. That night, Terry learned a powerful lesson. Violence doesn't solve anything. With all of this, you have to rise above. I didn't rise above, I went down to his level, he reflected. When you retaliate, you become just like everyone else, stuck in the cycle. This moment shaped Terry's perspective on conflict. However, the emotional toll was heavy. After the incident, he didn't return to Flint for over a decade. Instead, he poured himself into his work back in Hollywood, using it as a distraction from his pain. At the time, Terry had yet to prove himself as a leading man. He was mostly cast in minor roles, but his relentless drive and work ethic set him apart. He rarely turned down opportunities, often filming as many as 4 movies per year. The role that catapulted him to global superstardom, however, was his portrayal of Latrell Spencer in White Chicks. This iconic comedy follows 2 bumbling FBI agents who go undercover as wealthy socialites to infiltrate high society. In White Chicks, 2 black FBI agents disguise themselves as white women, which immediately grabbed people's attention. Terry Crews got involved through Damon Wayans, who he had worked with before. Damon is part of the Wayans family, known for comedy hits like In Living Color, Scary Movie, and Don't Be a Menace. They invited Terry to audition for the movie, and he impressed Keenen Ivory Wayans so much that he was cast as Latrell Spencer. On set, Keenen encouraged Terry to improvise, and he felt completely in his element. Terry played Latrell Spencer, a basketball player who falls for Tiffany, unaware she's actually Marcus in disguise. Latrell's cheesy and over-the-top romantic attempts are hilarious. From pickup lines like, "Are you naughty or nice?" to being unbothered when Tiffany tries to gross him out, Latrell remains hilariously smitten. One of the film's most iconic moments comes when Latrell picks up Tiffany for a date, turns on the radio, and passionately sings 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton. Surprisingly, this scene was shot in just 1 take because Terry already loved the song and knew every word. The success of White Chicks changed Terry's career forever. Fans everywhere started recognizing him and asking him to sing "Making My Way Downtown" from the scene. The movie made over $100 million at the box office and became a cult classic. Terry's next big role came in Adam Sandler's The Longest Yard, where he played Cheeseburger Eddie, a prison inmate who could smuggle McDonald's food into jail. His funny lines like, "I got the fries that'll cross your eyes," and "I got the burgers that'll," made him a standout in the film. From White Chicks to The Longest Yard, Terry's Hollywood career began to soar, and he became a household name. Terry Crews' career has been a mix of comedy, action, and personal growth. He first gained attention with iconic roles in cult classics like Idiocracy, where he played the over-the-top President Camacho. The role, written by Mike Judge, was perfect for Terry's comedic talents. He later starred as Julius, the frugal and hard-working dad in the sitcom Everybody Hates Chris, which reflected real struggles of inner-city families and was highly praised by fans and critics alike. Terry broke stereotypes by showing that muscular black men could be funny and vulnerable, not just tough or violent. Despite his success, he faced personal struggles, including a history of infidelity, which led to a breaking point in his marriage. After confessing to his wife, they worked hard to rebuild their relationship, turning their story into a source of inspiration for others. In 2017, during the Me Too movement, Terry revealed he was sexually assaulted by a powerful Hollywood agent, Adam Bennett. Although some ridiculed him for speaking out, Terry stood firm, filing a lawsuit and advocating for survivors. While some mocked him for his vulnerability, like 50 Cent and others, he received widespread praise for his bravery. Despite facing backlash, he continued to thrive, starring in hit projects like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, The Expendables, and hosting America's Got Talent. Terry's journey wasn't just about professional success. He worked to forgive his abusive father, finding peace through reconciliation. Terry continues to inspire others by redefining masculinity as strength mixed with vulnerability, honesty, and forgiveness. That's all for today, folks. Let us know what you learned from Terry Crews in the comments. Check out the next video we've picked for you.